opportunity to testify. Ernie was the fucking getaway driver. Yes, he was. Yes, he fucking was. Thank you, Donna in Austin, Texas. Send it to the super chats, the memberships, or the Cash App, or the PayPal, because the debit card ain't working. Ernie fucking Shell got immunity. Well, this individual told me this. Now, if this individual ever decides to come on and tell me and tell you guys this, I'm going to work on that tomorrow. You believe that? I'm going to work on getting this individual on, but I cannot reveal a source, and I will not.
So it sounds good, right? And I think that it's probably what some people would want to hear. However, what I know is this. They claim Shelby Shell was caught on the camera. Was it a bank or something like that? With a hoodie on, yada, yada, yada. There was some confusion. They asked Lucinda, was it Lucinda Lay? They asked her who she thought that looked like, and she said Ernie. So I'm not quite sure how he would need a getaway driver when he walked away. Now, unless I got this whole thing misconstrued, but I'm pretty sure I don't. Now, as I remember, right, there was the initial situation, and then whomever it was returned. Now, I know that there's a particular gal out here that will say there's no evidence that Shelby Shell was ever in the house. Well, there isn't any evidence he wasn't in the house. Right? I mean, your testimony or your plea puts you in the house, right? So when you think about it logically, at that point, they don't need to prove you were in the house. You got to prove you weren't. Or and Shelby Shell was caught with some jewelry and some pennies. It makes me know, never mind where they came from. Ernie said, or it was said, I guess under oath, that Shelby had tried to melt the jewelry. If he was given this stuff by someone else, and this stuff is part of a murder, well, there you have a complicity situation, right? So, I'm not saying that Brad Inlow is fabricating anything. What I am saying is that there's a lot of variables that this thing could hinge on, right? Definitely could hinge on. So, I guess under Brad's video, the channel Badlands, they're in there, and they're questioning the whole dynamic and all of this. I'm just 3 minutes into it, and I'm just hearing Brad start out by saying this stuff about he got immunity. I don't know one way or another, but what I could tell you is the car that he had available to him at the time was Lucinda's, right? So you would have to have had Lucinda perjure herself or whatever it is. They have an individual that on the books they're going to say is Shelby Shell because he pled to it, right? So I've also heard the same gal who is very taut for Shelby Shell say that Brad's words can't be trusted because he's a druggie and a felon or a criminal or whatever. Well, I'll tell you what, Shelby Shell also was a druggie and a criminal, but you believe what he's saying, right? That's what they call your typical ad hominem attack, Lisa. That's when you play on something, whether it be personal looks, anything other than the stance that they hold, right? You're not fighting the argument. You're finding something else, right? So I don't know. Will we ever know? Who knows? I mean, as far as the Kentucky criminal history is concerned, they got their man. So I remember a while back, it was said that that Shelby was going to be getting out of jail or prison. That's yet to happen. So I don't know. There's a whole lot of conjecture, and I'm willing to just call it conjecture and not call it a lie or lies, right? So did Ernie Shell drive a getaway car? Now, maybe, right? But then again, maybe not, because there's evidence to suggest that whomever walked away from that pluming smoke in the background on the bank camera was Shelby Shell. So anyways, God bless you. Have a great day. And remember, the absence of evidence doesn't mean Shelby Shell wasn't in the house. Have a great day.